All right, welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back for my existing subscribers. For those of you that have, caught on to the Helldivers 2 and you wanted to try it out, but you happen to have an AMD card, I'm going to link this particular article. This kind of follows through Arrowhead Studios to Helldivers 2, known issues, and then the current known issues list. Now, this has been pretty much active since the 12th. And as you go through, they got the problem. I like how they break this down. I think it's pretty cool. They got the problem. They have why it happens, how often it happens, what they're doing or what they already did, and then what you could do. So this is kind of the same across the board. There was you can see here, like, let's say, for instance, the quick play not working. So that's how you join matches. So this wasn't working before, and it was at a 5 to 10% rate. And now it's up to a 75 to 80%. And I think that's the success rate of using the quick play feature, which is a pretty big deal because this is, I think you can play by yourself, but from what I've seen, it's online only. And I don't know too much about Helldivers, so I'm not claiming to be like this expert in this game. I just thought it was cool. I looked at it. Stucky said he wanted to get it. I recommended like 2-3 games, and he got it. So I was like, I might as well get this one since this is like one of the few that he's recommended and said, hey, maybe we should get this, right? But again, just finding out a whole bunch of issues. It even tells you if it's on PS5. It tells you kind of where it's all happening. And then it says even though matchmaking might be successful, you might still crash, right? So if you do get past the big quick play issue, you may still crash. So it's kind of letting you know in advance. This is the big one right here. The critical problems that are that players with the AMD Radeon 7000 series of GPUs are facing. So all sorts. This is just a wild way to explain everything. There are all sorts of significant problems players with these GPUs are experiencing, in total making the game nearly unplayable. So that's kind of what I had felt. I played it on the 4090 last night with the 1400K. I switched over to the AMD build this morning just to play a little bit more because we got throttled and bodied by the AI. So I was like, all right, let me see what I could do. I get into a match with somebody that knew what they were doing. All kinds of reinforcements were there. Dude was just killing it. We were even extracting some of the civilians, which I didn't know how to do or what to do before. And the game just crashed. So I went back in, got another lobby, and it was worse players, but the game crashed again. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to play this. So I backed out. And I was just curious. I typed in 7900 XTX crashing Helldivers 2. And it brought me to a Steam page where 3 or 4 people had the same issue. And then I did a little digging for this particular video later. And this is when you can find this particular problem here. So here, frequency, unlike the matchmaking, where they said it was like, 5-10% success rate. This one says it is a constant issue. And at the moment, they don't know what's going on. And realistically, at the end, it doesn't give any kind of insights as to when it could be fixed. They don't know what it is. They don't know what's causing it. But it is an issue with AMD GPUs. Now, what I saw in the forums is that it was the pretty much the December and the January drivers, and it seems like people are saying that older drivers work. AMD might step in and create like one of those, Liza P type driver situations where it's this one-off driver specifically to add support for one game. But yeah, so this is overall what they said they've done. This one needs some investigation. Team's looking at it in collaboration with AMD. So I'm going to link this article because this is probably going to be where all the fixes and all the updates come to. So what players can do, they say they need to better understand the problem. Players have already, set in the details so they can reproduce it. Some AMD players have conveyed to playing the game on the lowest performance settings. And that's how they were able to go by and make it work. We know this is far from ideal, but maybe worth manually ratcheting down the performance in-game via your GPU settings and see if that helps. Again, they don't know. So they said, hey, somebody said it worked. And this is the running theme that I saw online too. The game was fun though. But the running theme that I saw online was that we don't know, or no one really knows. It's just a whole bunch of placebos and quasi, like little halfway fixes that don't really fix it, will still make you crash on AMD. But yeah, let me know, if your game is running right. If you're on, not Intel, but well, maybe the Intel GPUs, who knows? But on the NVIDIA side, I haven't seen any issues. I'm gonna try it out maybe tomorrow on my 4090 paired with the 7950X3D. So I'll let y'all know. And then if this gets fixed, this is probably going to be something that is fixed with a patch. And then it specifically said the AMD Radeon 7000. So I will be very interested to see if anybody's playing this game on the older, maybe RDNA 2 or RDNA, so maybe the 5700 XT or 6700 XT or something like that, just to see what their experiences have been, because I don't really know too many people with those cards. So that's all I got. It was just a interesting little call out I want to kind of share with y'all, put it on y'all radar. I mean, this game is pretty popular as far as new games go, but it isn't like on the scale of like a Call of Duty, right? But at the same time, I mean, there was like 250,000 players. Let's see what they say now. Steam DB I think it's .info. Yeah, so you got almost 260K. It's at its highest all-time player count, and the highest was 24 hours. So it's literally beating its own record right now, which is pretty cool. So this is the 1 week mark. It's just a steady increase. You got the ebbs and flows, and then people started recommending it, and it's kind of been going upwards ever since. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip. Be easy, and yeah, hopefully they fix this soon and we have no more issues.